We've just finished writing the word art using block letters. Alright, now I want you to tell the person next to you what makes it a block letter as opposed to just writing the word. Okay, and you have 10 seconds. Go! Tell your partner. And done. Okay. Do you know what a block letter is? A block letter is a letter where all the sides are flat and it's thick, it's not thin. Okay. Now we are moving on to adding our texture and using our markers. And we're going to be starting with our black marker, and later on we're going to be adding the colors, and you'll get to choose what colors you want to add. Now remember, texture is how something feels or how it looks like it feels. We are not going to add real texture to this, meaning your paper will not feel any different when you add your lines on there. But you're going to add visual texture, meaning it is texture that you see. What it looks like it feels that way, but it doesn't really feel that way. And there's all different kinds of textures. For example, lumpy, bumpy, soft, smooth, prickly, and you can think about what kinds of lines you can use to show those different kinds of texture. I'm going to choose a couple of different ideas for one for each of my letters here. And I'm going to start first by outlining each of my letters. So I'm going to take my black marker and trace carefully on all of the lines of my block letters. Don't go too quickly, otherwise it might turn out sloppy. Okay, if you mess up like I did right here, don't worry about it. Just try your best and keep going. So, see right here, I might do something later on to try to fix that so that it looks like it's part of my art. Okay, now it's time for me to choose my textures. I'm going to start with a bumpy texture in this one. And one way to show a bumpy texture is by using lines that curve. Now they could be wavy lines that are lots of bumps, or it could be curved lines where it's just individual bumps like that, or I might have things that are kind of like little dots that look like little tiny bumps. I'm going to choose to use curved lines to show my bumps. Okay, the next one is the letter R, and for the letter R, I'm going to show a prickly texture. And prickly means kind of like a cactus. If you touch it, you go, ouch, that hurts. Okay, so a couple of ways that you could show a prickly texture is you could use short straight lines, or you could use a zigzag line. You could probably use lines that are fast, like this, where it kind of comes off of the paper a little bit and it looks kind of spiky at the end. Okay, choose how you want to make yours. Okay, and for the last one, I want to create a soft texture. And a soft texture, maybe it looks like loops. Maybe it looks like little clouds. Maybe it looks like lines going down like fur. Okay, think about what kind of line you could use for a soft texture and add that in your tea. Alright, now we have our block letters and we have our texture. Do you guys remember what texture is? Okay, tell your partner 3 different kinds of texture. Ready? And go. Okay, and we are back. Now you have the word art, you have texture in it, and we have all this space in the background. So let's think about what we can do to add to the background. But first, I would like to add a little something extra to my letters. I'm going to add something that looks like a shadow on my letters. This part is optional. If you would like to add it with me, you can, but you do not have to. I'm going to go on this side, on the right side of each of my letters, and just add a little extra thickness, not the whole way around. That way it makes it look like a shadow. Okay, and remember, if you're doing the shadow with me, it's just the right side and the bottom, not the left side. And what do you know? It kind of covers up my mistake. Okay, now I'm ready for the background, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to split up the background using different kinds of lines, and then I can add to the background. So it won't really matter exactly how I split it up. I can use straight lines, I can use curvy lines. I can overlap those lines if I want to.